Okay, let's talk about something huge. We all live online these days, right? Being connected, it just feels like a part of life. But what would it actually take to connect everyone on the planet? Today, we're diving into that massive goal of universal connectivity, the incredible tech that could make it happen, and, the very real roadblock standing in the way. Let's get into it.
All right, I'm going to start with a number. $1.6 trillion. I mean, what does a number that big even mean in the world of tech? Is it the value of some new mega corporation, the budget for a mission to Mars? The answer is way, way bigger than that.
So, that 1.6 trillion? That's the estimated price tag to close the global digital divide by 2030. To give you some perspective, that's like the entire economy of Canada for a whole year. We're talking about bridging the gap between the haves and the have-nots of the digital world, a chasm that keeps billions of people from the kinds of opportunities that honestly many of us just take for granted. It's a staggering cost for an absolutely monumental mission.
So let's imagine we actually do it. We spend the money, we solve the problems. What does that world actually look like? What's the promise of a truly connected planet? And believe me, it's about a lot more than just getting faster downloads for your favorite show. It's about changing everything.
A fully connected world, well, it means finally getting reliable internet into the most remote places on Earth, overcoming huge geographic barriers. Just think about places like India or Indonesia. We're talking about incredibly rugged mountains, thousands of scattered islands. Laying cables there is a nightmare, if not impossible. But new satellite tech is already starting to change the game, connecting these communities and unlocking just a massive wave of economic and social potential. It's a total game changer.
And this isn't some far-off sci-fi dream. It's happening right now, and there are two key pieces of technology that are really leading the charge. And they're tackling the problem from two totally different directions. One from the ground up, and the other from the sky down.
Okay, so on one hand, you've got 5G fixed wireless access, or FWA. The easiest way to think about it is like superpowered internet that beams from a tower straight to your home. It's perfect for cities and suburbs where digging up streets to lay fiber optic cables is just way too expensive. And then on the other hand, you have low Earth orbit satellites, LEO satellites. These are swarms of little satellites flying way closer to Earth than the old school ones, and their job is to create a net of connectivity that covers the entire planet. But here's the key thing. These two aren't competitors, they're teammates. They're two crucial pieces of the same giant puzzle, each solving a different part of the problem.
So, this all sounds pretty amazing, right? We've got the tech, we know how much good it can do. Which brings up a really obvious question. Why isn't everyone online already? What's the holdup? Well, it turns out having cool technology is only half the battle.
Yeah, the path to getting everyone connected is complicated. There are at least 3 enormous interconnected hurdles standing between us and that future. Let's break them down.
So, what are these hurdles? First, you've got the tangled mess of infrastructure and policy. Second, there's the long, winding road of integration and actually getting a return on your investment. And third, maybe the most important of all, cybersecurity. Let's tackle that first one.
Building this stuff isn't just about putting up towers or launching rockets. It's as much a political game as it is a tech one. A perfect example is what's happening in the United States. 5G deployment has literally slowed down because the FCC, the government agency in charge, had its authority to auction off radio spectrum expire. Spectrum is just the invisible airwaves that our data travels on. So without the politicians and regulators on board, all this amazing technology can just get stuck in a traffic jam.
Okay, hurdle number 2 is all about time and money, and this one really hits businesses hard. Let's say a company wants to build its own private 5G network. Well, that's not like just installing a new app. It's a whole journey. You're looking at 5, maybe even 7 years from the day you write the first check. You've got planning, then years of tricky integration with all your existing systems, and you don't really see the full payoff until way down the line. That's a long wait, and it makes a lot of organizations hesitant, to say the least.
And that leads us to our third and maybe our most critical hurdle, cybersecurity. I mean, think about it. As we connect everything, our power grids, our hospitals, our bank accounts, making sure all of it is secure becomes absolutely essential. If people can't trust that their connection is safe, that their data is private, the whole system just falls apart. Building that trust isn't an add-on. It's the foundation of everything.
So when you look at all these hurdles, the politics, the long wait for ROI, the security nightmares, it's easy to get a little pessimistic. But these aren't really roadblocks. They're more like the roadmap. This is the hard work that has to be done to actually build the future of our global digital grid.
Which leaves us with one final, very big question to think about.
We don't have unlimited time or money, so where should we focus our efforts right now? Should we prioritize the super powerful business uses of private 5G to push our industries and economies forward? Or do we focus first on using satellites to get every last person, no matter how remote, a connection, closing that human-digital divide once and for all? There's no easy answer, and the choice we make is going to define what our connected future really looks like.